The agenda. This agenda is one, everything else is wrong agenda.
Is there a different agenda?
What that say?
This was says September 8th.
Hold on. Yeah, I printed out the wrong.
She printed
I printed out the wrong.
Okay, just a second. Okay.
He said, what the acre? Huh? Waiting for library. What the heck?
T.A. Bass,
Yes,
Councilman Nina just reminded, is the right one on the website?
yes, the right one, it should be on the website. It's still, but it's just printed out now.
Okay.
Hey, how are you doing? Nice to see you. I'll see you in the manner.
Yeah, I'm talking about the first one.
The person.
Phase one. If they, this one should.
I mean, we already have copies of it.
It's not. It's just.
That's fine.
Oh.
Mr. Gibson, can I ask you a quick question? Is this Hilliard? This one, this is, just, right?
Yes. Bingo, I think you got it. Now.
Thank you.
Okay. Everybody got it? Okay, welcome again. Now, 7:06, we're gonna start with meeting the lovely town of Capitol Heights, September 22nd, 2025. T.A. Red, can you call the roll, please?
Yeah, Marilyn Monroe.
Here.
Councilmember Amanda Anderson. Here. Councilmember Anita Anderson. Airport Councilor. Councilmember Ford. Here. Councilmember James.
Here.
Councilmember Ron Williams.
Here.
Town Administrator here, Chief of Police represented by Neighborhood Services Manager, Mr. Gibson. Attorney not present. Town clerk not present. And currently it is 7:07 on 9/22/2005.
Thank you. Can you please have a, pardon me?
That's the name.
Why? I'll send it here. Because I need to work with them to get an allocation.
It's the way it's supposed to be, so he can get to anybody who came in.
I'm just.
Oh, y'all want me to go by the door?
No.
Okay.
Oh.
Thank you, Councilwoman Anita and Council President. And all right, we ready? Okay, can I ask everyone to please, do a silent prayer, please? On the prayer. Pledge of allegiance. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, now can I have the minute of the meeting minutes and also approval. I know you did send them out.
May I? Yes, I sent in two emails. One is basically explaining and apologizing to mayor and council that we did not have it completed, and, by the time it's required. The second, message, I thought it was gonna take longer. I thought it was not gonna get this in until tomorrow, the day after. Actually, with a combined effort, we were actually simply able to do it, or send it out today. But unfortunately, I know you guys don't have enough time to review it, but we did put a copy of the minutes in each of the folders. So my sincere apologies.
Okay, accepted, unless the council has something on that, so we'll get it like tomorrow. It's already been, yeah. You just said that, forgive me. I will get them a little bit sooner still.
It was just this time we had a glitch. Yes, of course.
Now, something Councilman Ford has always said, is everything online? I know you wouldn't have these online, I'm just saying, that all our minutes, are they posted on our website?
They're being updated on the website, yes.
Everything updated?
Yes, I'm adding them on there. I can't tell you the date offhand. I will have to actually look at it. But I've been trying to upload the videos. The videos have been uploaded. I just had issue with the sound or them playing. I was waiting on some help to get them to play.
Okay. You don't wanna put something out.
I understand.
I know you're coming up for another audit, all that comes into play with auditing. Because our minutes have always been a problem. So, thank you, okay. All right, so, meeting rule, they read.
Rules for speaker. Oh, sorry.
Forgive me, I'm wrong. Current, approval of the agenda.
Thanks for the forward.
Yes, ma'am.
I might like to add maybe mayor comments, remarks at the end of the agendas as well, so that it we may stay at the 50 and I know we're beginning.
You want to move, change the agenda pattern?
No, just add.
Oh, you want to add some more?
Mayor and council announcement.
Windows and reports.
Okay. Okay, well, why don't you want to add?
Just adding in case we have maybe residents having said something and we could comment. We do have the ability to comment instead of taking so much time during the hot part of the meeting. We could also have the time of it.
Councilmember Anita?
Okay, that's fine. I'm just saying, we can always comment when the public comments at the end. We always comment. So why would you?
I just don't see, I'm sorry to see standing committee report.
Oh, let me see something. Am I looking, let's look at this again. Oh, you're right, it's not on there. No, it's not on there. It should be, Councilman Ford is correct. No, yes, she does. He has mayor and council reports. That's what that is.
Right under standing committee.
Oh, that's just following the format that's how you're supposed to do your agenda.
Okay, so it's
Yes,
not.
ma'am. Oh, so it's there. Thank you. You've got, yeah. So we're going, would you like to, Councilwoman Ford, if that is confusing, because that's Robert's rules and the parliamentary. Would you like to take that out though, because that's confusing?
Can we add that separate because I know.
No, in the future, you want to just take that out?
The mayor and council reports.
No, ma'am.
Separate.
No,
Is
ma'am.
that what you're
You
asking?
want to just take out that standing committee report, because that's coming to.
Oh, okay, just like that. Okay.
Yeah,
Change
in
it.
future, until
That's
you
fine.
decide we want to do it.
That's fine.
Okay, let's just take that out. Yeah. You were just following the format,
Yes.
but I see that's confusing. That's why she was saying that. So we'll go to mayor and council reports, which should be way up before any of this other stuff. It should be right after public comments. That's how it was.
Yes, they usually are. But
And you
today's
put all the other stuff before the mayor and council reports.
Okay,
I didn't catch it. That's my fault, council. I didn't catch it. Okay,
Amanda?
so, yeah, I see what she's saying. Just in the future, let's just put that back where it was. And then the standing committee reports, we'll just leave out until we feel we need to put that there. I'll explain. I got it. I got it. I got it. Thank you. You?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Councilwoman Amanda.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I'd like to propose to add onto the agenda a update and discussion of the 207.3 coalition operational package. Information was sent out earlier this week. Last week, and I just wanted to update and report out where we are with that, especially as we have the 207.3 coalition meeting on October 11th. We will have another public meeting to have any kind of discussion about it prior to that. So I'd like that to be added to the agenda. And then, I also presented last week the community game night, information and resolution, and would like to pass that tonight.
Who's the presentation? That's not. Did you put the community date? What was it called?
Community game night, that should really only be about 5 minutes. Everything's prepared.
Because, like I said, you prepare it, I write it.
No, I said okay to her.
Okay.
And then I told her I like the flyer. And I didn't, okay.
If we could add those two things.
Yes,
on there,
ma'am.
we
I'm
could-
just saying, that's my fault, Councilman Amanda. She sent it to you, and I didn't notice that it wasn't on there, because you did ask for that to go on there. So, at this point, what we want now is, that was approved to go on the agenda, so I will take the blame for that, because I did say, I told her that was okay, and asked her to get with you on the resolution. So, I will take the blame for that one if there's anyone to take the blame. Because I intended for it to go on there. The other one, Councilman Amanda, you're talking about, does everybody understand what she's asking?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna repeat this back. The other one was intended to go on, so I'm not gonna add that. That's the mayor's fault there when I approved the agenda. That goes on here. And what is it again, just so she's, where's again on that?
I'm asking for,
For the day,
just
not that one, the day, the community day, what's that called?
I'm asking for approval of community game night.
Okay, that's a community game night, you have a resolution, right?
Correct.
Okay, that's good. What do you want?
Under new business.
Under new business,
Number 3.
correct, okay. Now, to approve this existing agenda, Councilman Amanda, tell me if I'm saying it wrong, wants to add, you say it.
Yes, I would like a short discussion of the 207.3 coalition operational package. The reason I'm asking for that tonight is because it is needed before we go to our 207.3 coalition meeting on October 11th. We don't have any other public meeting opportunity to have an open discussion about it. Doesn't need to be at length, there are no final decisions need to be made tonight, but the council needs to be aware of what's happening. It needs to. I have the resolution already written. It was sent out to the entire council so they can see. We just need to talk about budget, money, and the operational package. I would like to do it in 10 to 15.
And then,
10 minutes is good.
okay, 10, council? Any comments on that? Ready to take a vote? Oh. That's good.
Yeah, so
Yes,
I
ma'am.
do have a question. I know we did several ordinances last meeting, so those were readings. So when do we put them for the second reading on the agenda? It's not like.
Yeah, we're gonna have to put it on the next one. You are right. Yeah, you did, and you did. If we said, let's do read it, but you know, all 6 pages. And so we did, but
I think we have to, it's not even posted. So we have to post it for like 30 days before a year. So, yeah, we don't take it.
we'll,
That's like 2 weeks now, so we only have 2 minutes. So it'll be 30 days actually. So,
you know, I say, if you're right, you're right. And I didn't follow up on it, nobody reminded me, so, I will, okay, that should have been, we did tell Councilwoman Ford that we would bring it back for the full reading and, with the ordinance, right?
yeah, so we have 3 ordinances actually.
Oh, yeah,
Wait,
three.
have 3.
Okay, so will you be gracious and let us, there's no, will you let you read them? The next one, else come for special meeting this video.
Yeah,
I would come.
yeah, so just want to know how would we then incorporate that, not all the time? Because it's not posted, when do we want to have it posted?
Yes, ma'am. But let me do the motion on the agenda and, yeah.
That's a quick question.
Can we give her 2 minutes to give you an answer? Yeah, add that to the agenda. Okay, let me say it again. Councilwoman Amanda's, just to make it quick, just add 10 minutes for the tri-municipality, discussion. Just, Councilwoman Amanda will do that for 10 minutes. And then we will give Councilwoman Ford 2 minutes just to, you already know what it is. We just need to give her a timeline and we can work that out. Give her 2 minutes.
Yes.
Okay, now, that's on the floor. Can we take a vote now on those 2 additions? And the one that is on there that I messed up on is the one already for Councilman Amanda, the game day. That goes on there for 10 minutes automatic.
Yes, it's beautiful.
Yes, ma'am.
What's
Second.
Oh, thank you. Okay, is everybody okay with those several additions? Okay, thank you. The agenda passes. And, apologize for messing up on that. Okay, so now we're going to go to public comments? No, meeting rules.
Rules for speakers. The mayor and council invite and welcome comments at public meetings. The mayor or chair will recognize you. Please introduce yourself at the podium, spelling your last name for record purposes and give the name of your street and block number. Example, 4300 block of 34th Street. Time limits for speaking are indicated on the meeting agenda. While speaking, please maintain courteous tone and avoid personal attacks. If you wish to lodge a complaint about performance or contact any town employee, please bring your concern to the attention of town administrator, who will look into the matter and respond to you. As a courtesy to the other residents and businesses, the council requests that speakers not use specific addresses or names of the individuals in describing the situation or making a complaint unless the name or address is essential to an understanding of the situation or complaint. Noting the block is preferred over specific address, code enforcement and public safety issues should be first be brought to the attention of the appropriate department. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. I'll remind everybody to put your phones on mute, so turn them off. Thank you. So now we're going to go to public comments.
It's not online. No one has their hand raised online.
So now we're going to go to the public hearing annexation resolution 1/2025. It says public comments. John, you taking the lead on this? I don't know what the role is for the council right now.
They're not working.
Both of them are not working?
No.
Do you want to take one of those up there? Okay.
So,
No one come up, nobody.
sure, that's fine. You know,
Okay.
plenty of witnesses to say it's happened, so I'm not too. Mayor Council, the public hearing for the annexation phase one. At your leisure, you can open it up for public comment. If I may make a call for particular parties that are required to be good to go first. Yeah. Is anybody from Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission, Prince George's County or Montgomery County? Is there anybody from Prince George's County government? Is there anybody from the redevelopment authority of Prince George's County? And is there anybody from the state of Maryland Department of Planning?
Any more public comments regarding annexation? Any questions of, Mr. John?
I don't see any hands raised.
Is all open, and so. Resolution. Is that John and Bill?
They like to approve. Motion to approve. Yes, I
You
can.
give us an approval, but you want to give us a summation too.
Yeah, the first one.
Yes, no, we don't want to do, but we don't know what the.
You guys all send that, I like to give time, but, for someone who
We're
wrote a
not
motion,
hearing. So we want the summation of it.
but please mention forward, I'll move the video of the.
Okay. Second. Okay. And now, so the 2025, we did that, got four things here. Which one do we actually on? We've got the approval of annexation resolution, 2025.
Yes, Mayor.
So give us a foundation, and then you got the annexation plan. See, if I was in the audience, I wouldn't know what any of this was. Not the audience, but in the, really respecting it.
That's fine.
You just give us a breakdown of each one and a summation.
Sure, yeah, so I'll just come. Currently before the mayor and council, and previously presented at a meeting, is annexation resolution number 1/2025. Mayor and council, previously approved the annexation plan for, this particular resolution, covering 82 acres of land, more or less, to be annexed into the incorporated boundaries of the town of Capitol Heights. For annexation resolution 01/2025, it was greater than 26 acres. It had 4 publications in the newspaper of general circulation, which was the Prince George's County Post. Receipt of those, the town administrator does have a receipt of all confirmations that it was properly advertised in conformance with annexation laws. What the action tonight, after the proper advertising of 26 acres more or less, is to approve the annexation resolution. Once the mayor and council make that decision to go ahead and approve the annexation resolution, and it is signed, 45 days later, it becomes ratified, and the area to be annexed becomes a part of the municipal corporate boundary. Do you want to do this one first, and then I can move to the next one? So do you want me to explain each one individually, or do it as individual action item?
Council, individual.
So on this one, for you, Mayor and Council, is annexation resolution number 1/2025, and the reading of the title is a resolution by the Mayor and Council of the Town of Capitol Heights to enlarge the corporate boundaries of the town by annexation of 82 acres of land, more or less. Or
Annexation. Is it 1/2025?
Motion to kill majority vote.
Okay. I don't need a college person.
Mayor Council, I would like to say congratulations. That while it went with not much fanfare, this is a historic moment for the town. I mean, it's truly historic. I know for a long time, you've all been trying to annex land, make this happen from there. Good for the teamwork that you did here and leadership across the board. You made it happen. Congratulations. This is big. This is momentum. I'm proud of you. I'm using it. Yes, sir.
I don't really need it once that's so we said it's going to be 45 days, but the day before.
Yes, so the resolution is approved today, and then it'll be ratified within 45 days.
And then 45 days.
Yes, it'll be official. It is now, but the maps and the time limit in the deals is up to 25 days. So in 45 days, everything is fully approved, and you will then submit everything to Maryland National Capital Park and planning, and they readjust all of your boundaries. Maryland Department of Planning will get a copy of this within 10 days, and they'll start their process on exactly what
Thank you.
All right.
Excuse me.
I have a question, you know, this is the first phase, right?
Yes.
What is involved in the second and the third, like, what's the difference?
Without the video.
Oh, my bad.
And for the police department, it's not part of your jurisdiction yet. All right. So phase two, before the mayor and council, you have your annexation plan. Similar to last time, the annexation plan is approved first, then the annexation resolution is introduced. The annexation plan lays out the framework of the actual annexation. And what I will do is read this portion right here, the annexation plan. For you get the right number. So it's annexation plan resolution 2025-31 for the annexation of certain tax exempt real properties located generally east of the present corporate limits of the town of Capitol Heights, including certain segments of public right of ways and several parcels or lots or tax exempt land, including approximately 14 parcels or lots making up the Concord Historic Site and Walker Mill Regional Park situated along or near Walker Mill Road, containing a total of 560 acres of subdivided lots or parcels or parts thereof, more or less, and including any public or private ways found therein as further described below in the actual annexation plan. So this particular annexation plan pulls in the entire Walker Mill Park. It pulls in the Trooper 2 Memorial. It pulls in the park on the opposite side in public lands. It goes down Hampton Park Boulevard, 8,000 block of Walker Mill Road, Old Ritchie Road, Walker Mill Road. You have the 8,000 block of Walker Mill Road, 8,001 of Walker Mill Road, Berry Lane, another portion of Berry Lane, some of Ritchie Road, Richville Drive. And if you were to look at this as you were driving down Walker Mill Road, the reason it's such a large place is you're bringing in that entire park into your jurisdiction. No, there's no commercial properties, but this is the park. So the wooded area, all the play areas, parking lot, all of that. For the mayor and council, Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission, Prince George's County Police Department remains the primary jurisdiction in charge of law enforcement in the parks. And Prince George's County Police remain the primary jurisdiction for any county roadways, although your agency may be dispatched in tandem with.
I'm
in there, shit.
And then you can do mostly to approve the annexation plan. And
What's on
this
the-
and that's-
Right. Okay, that was.
Correct.
Do I need to call it out?
No.
That's all for it.
So in tandem piece of legislation, which will only be introduced tonight, no action by the mayor and council after this is introduced. And I will have the town administrator read this in this, normally do the legislation. Right? I just want to make sure. So the introductory paragraph will be introduced that way. It'll be advertised because it's 560 acres of land or more, minimum 4 times in a newspaper of general circulation within the PG Post. All these items eventually will be posted on the website, of course, for public transparency. So you have ready to go.
Which function?
Okay.
Discussion vote. The town of Capital Heights, Maryland, annexation resolution number 2-2025. A resolution by the mayor and council of the town of Capital Heights to enlarge the corporate boundaries of the town by annexation of 560 acres of land, more or less.
Are you looking for any questions from you?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, I heard, Jonathan Lance.
Yes. Thanks. Hoping us to live through this story money here. But my question is, will there be a graphics, some type of overlay of the conference area that we just reflect?
Yes, absolutely. There's already a map of the phase 2 area. And that is right here. The yellow.
Yeah.
So, but once this is all done, the jurisdictional boundary map, CPJ will create the entire new map area that you'll be able to have a reference and wherever the board wants to publish it. So that they will create a map that is done. There's no way
So represent the mailings, correct, so.
Yes, yeah, that's right. The phase 3 is not represented yet for strategic purposes. That's it, but it'll get there.
Are you?
I appreciate your participation in this process done for.
Councilman Post. Yes. You know, is there any possibility of any litigation? And you can't be certain on anything, but what's our chances?
I think we're on solid ground. The new administration at the county level is beyond municipal friendly. Unfortunately, there was amazing reviews. The staff up there are outstanding. The new legal department up there that wants to work with municipalities, that wants to co-share the responsibilities. You know, if we had an issue, we would have heard about it on that first one right away. And I just don't see that coming based on the conversation back home.
Awesome. Once you can just people with me, don't be back. Okay,
That's all.
thank you so much. Should we, I'm just asking, can you give my little hand?
Someday, congratulations.
Next we have stop sign camera and pole art presentation, way Boarman. Obvio, Obvio, I say hi.
Hi, everyone. A lot of friendly faces that I already know, but I'll introduce myself. My name is Wade Boarman, with Obvio and Let's Drive Safer, program where the stop sign cameras that you see throughout the neighborhood and now throughout the town and county. Everybody has the, presentation in front of them. I'm not sure if we can get it up for the folks online, but there are a few videos at the end that we won't be able to see otherwise, but it has been sent to the office manager and town administrator if you want to see the videos at the end. Go ahead and send you a copy of an email. Pretty egregious stuff. Not even touching the brakes, we're hitting the gas. Is what most of the videos would show. And that's kind of egregious violations and behavior we're trying to change. So for everybody who doesn't know what the Let's Drive Safer program is, it's more than just cameras, it's more than just ticketing. We're trying to be a part of the community and work with the community to change behavior. We're not out here just trying to ticket every single person who rolling stops through a stop sign. We're not trying to have that gotcha moment. We really are just trying to change behavior so that our streets are safer for the kids and the folks that actually live here. So we do that through three ways. Like I said, collective responsibility, having everybody bought in and everybody kind of on the same page. Having that community buy-in where it's not just us coming in and the police department doing their job, but like everybody within the community agreeing that the behavior needs to change and working to change that behavior. And then just pride in results, which is what we're getting into today. I have some really exciting data. I usually share the data earlier in the program, so we have a lot of data to share tonight, and it's pretty exciting stuff. So I'm excited to see what y'all have to say about it. So our first data, our first graph, the first one I want to share is a 75% reduction in total running stop sign violations since the program started. 75% is huge. We actually don't see that in other municipalities. It's usually around 40 to 50, 60 to 75 is definitely incredible. You can see as well that red line at the top. Those are the most egregious. Those are people blowing through it 10, 15, 20 miles an hour above. That's almost gone compared to the beginning where you can actually see that red really, really well. Same with the orange and that medium, people going through it, but not really touching the brakes. That's going down a ton as well. So what we're seeing is it's making the behavior change at the upper limits of that behavior, which is even better. So I know you guys are really busy, you got a lot going on, so I'm just gonna kind of go fast. If you have questions, please stop me. But again, I know you guys are busy, so I don't want to take up too much time. So going kind of intersection by intersection, I'll have 5 intersections. The first 2 here, Capitol Heights and Altoona, are these 2 graphs for Altoona and Capitol Heights. You can see that we have a 60% reduction there. Again, you see it a lot in that medium and upper level red and orange in the graph, meaning we're seeing that significance in the upper levels, which is really exciting. Next one up is Capitol Heights and JV. One of the worst. I've seen people almost get hit there while I'm working on the poles. I've just seen some crazy, crazy things. I think a lot of people blame the sign for blocking their view, but again, it's just, you just gotta stop. That's all we're asking. We're seeing an 80% reduction there in the violations. As you can see right here from this, they've declined from 1,300 events daily to about 200. Let's see. I can't even give over that much of a reduction, but at that specific intersection with things, the metro across the way, people walking constantly at that intersection, that's really good. That's a safer intersection in my mind, and I think this data kind of backs that up. All right, next one up, Balboa Doppler. We've seen a 60% reduction there from 100 average to about 40 violations a day average. Again, seeing it mostly in that middle orange line, not seeing a lot of reds here at the end. So we're really starting to get people, I think, with notes there. But we know if they don't stop, they're going to have to pay. So, it's worth just taking 2 seconds to stop. You should know which comment and then get it. Yes, ma'am.
He said that the stopping with the camera, they took the head, but they're still flying from the other direction, so they were touching both ways.
I've heard that as well, being out on the street talking to people as they walk by. That's one of the things I've heard a lot in Capitol Heights. Like, why did you put that intersection? A lot of times we work with the police to identify where we should pilot. We come in with pilots, make sure that data actually substantiates what the police are saying. What I'm saying is we can run more pilots. Get more pilots out there, get more data. It's something you guys want to do. We're more than happy to. We don't want to put a stop sign and every stop or a camera every stop sign, but there are some that are worse than that. Next up is Nova and Doppler. That one's kind of similar to a Nova and Doppler, kind of back in the neighborhood. Seeing 35% reduction on that one. Again, it's that huge red block and orange block in the beginning that we've seen significantly go down. So seeing the majority of really bad behaviors, changing in those. And then your last one will be Zinc Rawlings, and we've seen a 50% reduction in the high severity events. You need to see how much that red bar is going to begin to kind of how it's almost gone. And that's really exciting. Next one up, I like these ones time of day. A lot of times what we see is people rushing to work. You see a huge increase in the morning between 6 to 9. And then it kind of levels off, goes back up as you see that evening rush hour hits. And people are again rushing to go get the kids, get home with cook. It makes sense, but at the same time, it just doesn't take that much time to just stop and make it a little bit safer by walking. This breaks it down by time of day per intersection. I'll just call out a few interesting things. Capitol Heights and Davie, obviously, we have some main route here in Capitol Heights. Huge spike in that one view. Not as big of a spike in the I don't know if that's because just the route people go to get home are different, or how that works. You also see that out at Altoona, like back here, more people in the morning running it. And then, interestingly, with Alberta and Dalville, we see a huge spike on the way home. And in the evening, it's the morning and the other things. And that's probably because they feel like people are. And then last two, Denise Rawlings and Doppler. Really see it in Denise Rawlings, people, I guess, leaving at the meeting in the morning, rushing, not stopping, but then later in the day, it seems like the evening's out. Whereas that orange line we see is the week ends, and that kind of just ramps up a little slow and then slows up as people I think kind of go throughout the day. So interesting data again, there's some questions to stop me, but I know you all are busy with it. The next one's pretty interesting. They always like to break down by zip code to kind of show, is it the residents making their own town unsafe for the people outside of the town? And you kind of be safe people outside of the town, cutting through the town. People they come into the town with a little less safe when you drive through. So only seeing about 22.8% being Capitol Heights zip codes, registration of the violations. And then you see the rest is the area mostly you see it's probably different for driving. Okay, and the rest are videos that I can't flip, but I can share that at any point. So that's my time. Again, if there's any questions, I can stay, answer any questions, but I know you're all busy, so we'll be able to.
We also have additional cameras. I don't know if the county has, because they're different municipalities altogether. So I think it's Capitol Heights, and some more municipalities. We in alignment with the
I believe you all have already done the public hearing on the location, but also waiting for council approval. I believe they're coming back in the section sometime in October. We're expecting that to be finished in early October, and that's when we'll kind of start that install process. But as far as pilots or new locations on top of that, if you just let me or Rob call and we can get that done.
My next question is, when do you want us to have the council member of the city and the poll wrapping to?
Sure, that was the next thing. It's whatever works for you. I mean, we're super busy, if you have to be important, it might not be the most important thing at the forefront of everybody's mind right now, but we are locked and loaded with a local artist who raps cars, has a nonprofit, youth who are getting incarcerated, and working with them. Those rap the polls. Those names are all choose, we'll get those penciled, and we have them on standby.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, having
the first, I apologize, that first file I sent was garbage. That was awful. I should have sent that. I sent better pictures, the second time. So I apologize, that was my fault. But you should have better pictures now. Thank you. Okay.
Council, more questions?
Little bit of the It's similar to, what they got.
No, I'm saying,
No, sorry.
I'm
Just the type of.
empty or, I mean,
Yes, it was just. Yes. And we tried to think of 32 minutes. We all in the things, send it to you all to kind of see what you like. And then obviously, if there's nothing on there you like, do it. But we tried to kind of cast a wide net.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Keep in touch.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. I know our team is very good. I just definitely. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was a hard one to follow, let's be honest. Really have a good night.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank
Good
you.
night.
I just wanted to say, and for the record, obviously, John did an amazing job. I want to acknowledge the support of the council. And I also want to acknowledge our town administrator. Because I'm gonna tell you, she wrote me 9 million emails and didn't respond to time, didn't do this, didn't do that, man, we gotta do this, man, we gotta do this. She really, kept me on my toes. And then I got a little slow on the second round. And then the council came around again. The council came around, y'all supported each other. We came to the meeting and I was moving a little slow. So again, I thank the full council and also can we give a hand to TA Lynn?
What do you think of our council? Because even without you, this cannot be done.
Okay. Okay, Oprah. All right, so now we're doing, mayor and council reports. We'll start, which way do y'all want to start? Councilman Mayor? What's it saying? Oh, okay, okay, yeah, something like that, okay. Councilman James.
yes, I have to have.
Councilman Williams.
That's me, I haven't been paid.
Oh, shit, Councilman Williams.
If anything, I was make sure set with session coalition. And we have a meeting this fall with the municipal municipalities on October the 11th. And we're going to be online, and we feel soon to have, certain nights, yeah.
Thank you, Councilman Ford.
Yes. I want to thank First Baptist Church in Castle Heights for the partnership. For the workshop, Medicare, it's the Medicaid workshop that was given on Saturday. Miss Restaurant, I talked to the friendship. She was the leader, the facilitator of that workshop. It was amazing. She handed out some really good information. We should have some, but I did leave some there if anyone wants to pick it up. What I would add is that I would appreciate if our communication could go out to our staff, because that was really good information that helps to improve the quality of life of our residents. If we can get that information out to our residents quickly, make sure that they're able to properly plan to attend, that would be amazing. She does plan to partner with the town on a quarterly basis to provide information, and you're more than welcome. She does one-on-one sessions. You're more than welcome to reach out to her. Her card should be in for you. So I encourage you all who have questions about Medicare, Medicaid, please reach out to her. She reports such clarity and good information with her. I want to thank the town administrator as well as Ms. Gibson for helping out with trying to get information out and supporting the event, as well as our NSB director and our mayor and council who did attend. Thank you so much for your support for the party. We will have, I'm proud to say that the town of Capitol Heights Toastmasters will be meeting here at the town beginning the fourth Saturday of the month. Beginning of this October. Yes, in October.
The time will be from 12:30 till 2. You will have the flyers and that information available for you, but also in the 48 area. They will also continue the virtual, but the virtual will just be on the second Sunday. So we were doing virtual second and fourth Sundays. And next, the Community Engagement and Sustainability Committee, we did not meet in August. We had not had a meeting in September. We work scheduled, we work scheduled for this coming Thursday, but we will resume the meeting in October. Just for, just to have a little more planning and for someone to come in that, we're working on now for art. We have to address our Hispanic speaking, Spanish speaking community. So we will have them to come in and be able to articulate a presentation in Spanish. So we will definitely reach out to our Spanish speaking community so that they can be present. That will speak. Ms. Kathleen Lopez. So she will be joining us at the next meeting. We're looking forward to bringing in more resources for our Spanish speaking community to be able to be in one location. You know, 'cause some people have it really rough with transportation. So we are bringing these services here, here in the town so that they are able to access what's needed if they're not able to get to the actual locations for around our town. But it is so much resources going for our Spanish speaking community, but it's not limited to the Spanish speaking community. It is also for our English speaking community as well. And it's addressing disability. And so that's a community we do not want to leave behind as we do this, and then that constant desire to help everyone's quality of life, not just some. So we're trying to reach out to those individuals that we try to do a better job of reaching out to the individuals that we may not have much information to provide. I think that is, I believe that is it. No, I'm sorry. We had the Hispanic Heritage Proclamation that was read on this meeting. I didn't see if that was posted up on the website. And we did want to try to do some Hispanic heritage activities started after that proclamation was read. So we're still trying to work with the staff so that we can have something accessible on our website and working with the council to figure out the other activities that we will provide for the celebration that the mayor council has so graciously supported. And while I'm on that subject, I would like to know if the council will send an email about the council got an agreement for us to do some types of activities online, and that would include each day of the week, which was getting some history, providing some information about the Hispanic Heritage Month. And it's to educate all of our community. Because we are a diverse community, and we want to make sure that we are considerate of all of our residents. So I was working at one point with our town administrator to a grant sending information, but again, we're like 2 weeks in almost, so hopefully probably getting started to get through. So hopefully, this is the second week. So hopefully we're able to move forward with doing some type of fun activities and educational activities online, just so that we can engage the entire community. So with that said, I would beg that the mayor council will please acknowledge or please confirm support with us moving forward with those. We did do the population, which had all of the in that population and was rated. So and I didn't have any responses. I'm not sure if it's only the score on what was needed on that upper part. So if I could have mayor and council to please confirm Their residents in terms of us moving forward with doing, a little more celebration of historic heritage month, online, as well as all of the other activities that was included in that proclamation, also the resolution that was tonight.
Okay. Back to like a little.
Yeah, I didn't look for it, but she was,
Yes, ma'am. The proclamation, I thought would be on here again for personal reasons. Anyway, I didn't read this. I didn't go over it. And she did send it to me. And I just thought I thought she did. Yeah, they did send it. And the proclamation was supposed to go on here. So
the proclamation was last meeting.
well, it's signed, I'm gonna be signed something.
Yeah, that was my ex-mayor council found it last meeting, so we did.
So we signed that, so that was good. So it should have been posted, is that it's missing? Okay, so then, also, it wouldn't have been on the agenda, we just wanted.
Yes, so the agenda would be for the
That's right.
resolution, just so we
Gotcha.
got to the activity.
Okay. Now, this other stuff would not be coming under your mayor and council report. If you want to do something, if you want to approve something approved, I would suggest you do it under when you do your resolution, right? Anything you want to approve, you already approved the resolution, am I correct?
We already approved,
Okay.
the proclamation was supported last.
And we approved the resolution. So what you would do with what you're saying now would not come under your mayor and council comments. It would go under there, and you don't need a resolution. We already approved the resolution, which is saying everything you said. But if you want a verbal poll, yes, no, we want to be that, is to ask everybody if they confirm what you're doing. On your verbal confirmation in the poll.
Right, so just to get some clarity. So the proclamation was clear.
Yes, ma'am. We're good.
And so just need some.
Yes, ma'am.
So this resolution, is providing details in terms of the activity. And so we're going to ensure that this is approved, so that our administrator, will be very clear as to, what is.
So you want to ask, was in all fairness to you, we didn't get a chance to really read it. So you're gonna read it this time.
I think I did.
No, you actually summarize,
That was the ordinance, that was the ordinances that I.
Okay.
So we did read the proclamation. So it remains the same as the resolution, but it was, we can go into it further if you would like.
Okay. Okay, so we'll go into that, and then whatever things you have, the confirmation will go into that section, is that okay?
That's fine.
Okay, okay.
And so,
And then you'll, right?
so for the, what was it? Sustainable development. So we are still waiting for the approval, completion for the certification. I appreciate, the mayor and council with MTA and that's the director, all of us supporting, the sustainable Maryland certification. It was, a lot of work, and I appreciate the council, the mayor and the council, for doing the activities that is necessary for us to even have certification. So this one is a mayor and council effort. I may have spearheaded the initiative, but it's definitely a mayor and council, initiative, and I do appreciate their efforts, and I definitely appreciate our TA's effort.
All right, so, whether, if you, yeah, yes, ma'am.
It's actually the first time for, last one.
And so, for the crosswalk, big thank you, for the council supporting that, it's okay. Also ensuring that we have everything that's needed for the crosswalk, to take place. We do most mention to have enough installations starting on September 29th. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Something to
We will not be having a safety committee meeting this month. I have a process for this month, like special meetings. Our lights, I think we did the last part of this order lights in this Thursday or Friday. We will be actually revamping the schedule because of the way the lights are coming in. So, I'll send out the schedule, once I get all the lights for district weekend, the single week, ordering the lights 200 at a time. So you have to just revamp the schedule, for the lights. Even though we're not having our safety committee meeting this Thursday, I will send out the minutes so that we can post the minutes online. So our residents can see what, actually happened in our last meeting. And then our next meeting will be October. I am partnering with, well, the committee, not me, but the committee is partnering with the police department. And we're going to start a monthly safety newsletter. And it's going to be an electronic newsletter. So as we go disseminate the lights, we want to make sure that all the residents are listed under the registration, and we will give that to the town administrator or assistant town administrator. So they can make sure that these residents are getting the newsletter once we start. I think that's it. That's all I can tell you.
This past week ago, myself, Councilman Anita, and TA, we met to discuss what's exactly for the public art installation that needs to be known. That is a collaboration with the Prince George's Arts and Community Council and the Capital Market. We have tried to provide the town of Capital Heights with the necessary funds and procedures being used for the having in the town. So we are making steps to see that to fruition and we'll update the mayor and council and the town of rest. On October 12th through 14th, the mayor and council will be attending a fall conference under the mayor and municipal league. And we will attend classes and sessions and do networking to assist our town. And so we'll be reporting back with the connections made and ideas and lessons learned during that time. The grocery giveaway continues to take place every Sunday on the first and second Sundays in the town of Fairmont Heights. On the third, fourth, and fifth Sundays in the town of Capitol Heights. The new time for the grocery giveaway is 1 o'clock. So the mayor and council approved the game night. We'll have a game night on Saturday, October 4th. So we invite residents and community members to come on out to the community room from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock. P.M. We will have some fun competition. If we want to recognize our Spanish speaking neighbors, our Hispanic neighbors, our Latino, Latinx neighbors. They are part of our town. So in this month, we recognize them. And also this month is National Suicide Awareness Month. So I remind the council, everyone in this room, our friends and neighbors and residents that we need someone to talk to call the suicide hotline. Lastly, if you have any questions, ideas, concerns, I'm going to reach out to a council member. Please reach me by email. Amanda Anderson at FMSNT.com or by phone at 301-693-817. Yep.
Thank you for that. We want to council and for those of you who have been personally made your having very large attendance. Presentation we got on suicide awareness. And thank you for that. Thank you. What's that? The answer. No, I think I have taken. One being not the 3 minutes. Was a big success for the 7777. I did it quickly get it out. Now we have 2 new students and 2 kids and also expanded my territory. And then elementary school will be another hosting site for that. Camping
So I'm gonna go all the way to Princeton Dam, and we're gonna, get it. So that's a big plus for us. And the second thing is, the second phase of the speed bumps will commence on September 20. That's right. Conclusion. Thank you.
All right, so now we're gonna go to City's report. Yeah, we kind of very gonna put there, well, this is because of that, all the stuff, and what did you say you had to talk about that? We still, it's 3 ordinances, 5 I'll pick 3 up, yes. Oh, I'll put you can go, you can go, you can do it. If you say, you want to do it, then you have your own business, I'm not putting it on you. And then I'm going to put stuff in the new, and then before we do the time, we can talk about it. Okay, we're talking about it. So, okay.
Yes, sir. All right, so good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm starting out without the opportunity here, and we will keep that supervisor. You can't be a fan for the next 2 weeks, so I'll do your name before the contact you. I don't have much, but I do want to go over, I have about 3 topics that I do want to discuss. One is a personnel update. Just expounding upon what I said 2 weeks ago, just give you the current update. Officer Gray, who's been trained by Corporal Jackson over there. She has 100 hours left of training. She will be slated to be custody since we need in the regular rotation in her own cruiser, which will definitely add to the increase of presence by the police by the town via the police around October the 21st. So we're really excited about that. Officer Breland graduates October the 26th. So we'll have him out here with us as well. He'll be beginning FTO training. Officer Newman goes to prepare for clients on 10/6/2025. That's about 3 to 4 weeks. So he'll be ready to go right around that time. So I'm saying all that to say that our numbers would have increased around the month of October by at least 3, which would be really impactful towards, maintaining presence. Because that's one of the best deterrents of crime is when people see officers out there and they think twice about committing certain activities. So that'll be big. Also, Officer PFC Moretti began detective training with Prince George's County on, I believe, today. Actually started today. So he's getting hand training with, like class 1, like felonies and things of that nature, where he'll be assisting here in the town and being able to, investigate these situations. So we'll be handling our own crimes like that. The second thing is the towing initiative. We've towed on average, I want to say about 12 vehicles and counting from last Monday to present. Thanks to your help and, a lot of the citizens making you aware of certain things that are going on in the town concerning vehicles that i.e. don't belong here. Or, I've had expired tags and things of that nature. We've been taking a real big aggressive approach to identify those vehicles. We've been issuing warning labels, and once the 72-hour period hits and those vehicles haven't been moved or whatever their registration issue has not been corrected, we've been removing those vehicles. So we've just been really aggressive with doing that. Also, there's been no major criminal activity from the last 2 weeks that I was here to now involving within the town involving Capitol Heights Police. So that's a good thing. And also certain areas, right? If any citizens have come from any areas of concern that you have, like hypothetically, like on Mitchell Avenue, if there's a high concentration of people that might have been getting in potential felonious activity, people driving down the one-way or Capitol Heights Boulevard. If you could disseminate that information to me, the reason being is because this, in a couple of days, the 25th, 26th, and the 27th, there's a like a trilateral joint effort between Prince George's County, us, and District Heights, where we will all be bonded together, right? Prince George's County will be coming here. Their lieutenant captain has done this here through the chiefs. It's actually going on across PG County, but in particular to us, we will hit these areas with an aggressive amount of manpower to show presence. And we'll have assistance for Prince George's County Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, from the hours of 1600 to 02. It will be us along with District Heights, and we'll all be working in each other's areas, you know, they targeting areas where the citizens say, hey, man, these guys are hanging out here in the street. We'll be approaching them and I can identify them and just, you know, really making a serious approach toward crime. So moving forward on that. Outside of that, I don't have anything else. Is there any questions for me? All right. Yes, ma'am. How you doing?
I just got two things. You said which officer is going to protect the school
Oh, PFC Moretti.
already? Is he new?
He is new. He's new with us. However, and I don't know if it's necessarily known, but he's about 8 years of law enforcement experience in total. So what he's doing for us is essentially what he actually did in his previous department. So opportunity came up, Peterson County reached out. We actually, I don't if you remember, I think this was attempted some time ago with Sergeant Lives prior to him leaving. I don't know if you were aware of that. But we ultimately wound up leaving. And so we never actually took that opportunity to have somebody shadow to show them how they actually investigate their crime. He'll still be, he will be temporarily operating out of there, but any calls that come out of the town, he's definitely responding. So he's still having his part, you know, his services. But in terms of like crimes that occur, he will be getting on the job training for, I want to say maybe,
The reason why I'm asking is because I know that we have officers that's already here.
Okay.
And that have been here.
Yes.
And I thought maybe we would give our officers a fair opportunity to be in those type of training as opposed to having, I don't know what's going on. I'm just asking.
no.
I'm gonna outside. So I'm just thinking that maybe we would have the officers that we have here first, who have been here, the opportunity for that as opposed to someone who's just coming in.
Right.
And so.
That is a good point. But one thing I can speak to, not to speak for the Chief Magassouba, but one I can quote as far as that question was asked to him by a lot of officers here. And his response was, and which I do understand, it was the amount of initiative that was shown by him, juxtaposed to the other remaining officers, that he felt that he might garner the most erudition in the matter of understanding that. And so what his plan was, after he acquired a certain amount of knowledge, that he would then pass that down to the younger officers and he'll bring them up as well. His goal is to actually have an investigative unit comprised of 1 or 2 officers, that when we have these serious crimes, that we don't have to necessarily depend on Prince George's County, because, you know, they're working us in as they also work their own. We will be able to take ownership of our own situations and have the knowledge to carry those out in the proper way and bring convictions and give good people that shouldn't be in them.
One other point. The noise ordinance, what time is the noise ordinance? And all the line has to be said. I had a resident that called me and said that, Dr. Heights was sitting on Onslow Way and, she called twice. And, it was somebody like Prescott, and it was like 12 and 1 o'clock in the morning or 12 o'clock at night or something like that. And they was out in the karaoke. And you could hear just, she lives on Mornington, and she heard it all in the and she said she came down, she didn't stop, but she came down, she said, like, one day is down, that's why I asked to probably didn't hear the noise. So I'm just asking, I'm going to be running, you know, this property here. You know, but I was in bed, sleep, I didn't hear no noise.
I was running to that call.
You did? Okay.
And I spoke with them.
Oh, good, thank you. Yeah, I was asleep. I didn't hear that.
No, you know, in the space of full transparency, I don't know, but I will find out. And once I do, I will disseminate that information to our patrol officers, and I will also let you know as well. So you can also all be in contact and awareness of what that time is, so you can report. Unfortunately, we don't know. To be honest, I honestly don't know, but I will find out.
I think the town policy is like 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. It's either or.
9 or 10.
9 or 10 p.m.
That's 10. Oh, and Mr. Gus.
The What's that?
Y'all know this. We have one,
Oh, what's happening?
you go one, you ask the floor, then she. I need a little floor, now let's go to Sir Jackson, you want this to
I believe, well, I believe it's not much champion, as far as going forward.
Yes, yeah. I will, I will. Councilman Jennings, with the Peters, was Councilman you, Councilman Jennings, and Councilman you. Okay, so,
So, who initiated the, collaboration between the jurisdictions? How is this, event that's happening?
no, sir, that's a great question. So the way, and who initiated this simplicity, it was the actual new chief of police. It was one of the first things that we wanted to do. And so, for example, like this, he gathered all the municipalities and also added Prince George's County. So, for example, at the same time that we'll be doing this on the 25th, 26th, and 27th, when our seats present along with PD, Hyattville, Mount Rainier, and so it's going to be going on through the entire county. Also, they'll have guarding the flying that entire time in case of, if somebody break out and run, we already have no top up in the building. So it's supposed to be a full sweep. And I forgot to mention that on the 27th, which is Saturday, after, the initiative is completed, we will be doing, and I got to get the details on it, but we're supposed to be at the 7-Eleven at Walker Mill Road, handing out, free Slurpees to the children. And so, we're supposed to be doing that. Ma'am? Oh, well, what's up, everybody, but. I thought. When people watch these meetings, TV meetings, or you go to other municipalities, I'm just trying to tell you, structure. You have to keep right. It's not me calling it. It's how you have to keep our meeting structure. We want to present ourselves well. So respectfully, Councilman Jones, you got the floor. Okay.
Well, thank you, sir. That's all I need to be coming. That's up. Thank you.
Councilman Lee.
Okay, the township and residents. I just want to say that I had the pleasure of watching, Officer Jackson in a situation, and he handled himself and the situation superb. I was like, really blown. I joke with him all the time. I was like, it's the same Jackson. But he was able to diffuse the situation, the resident there, and conflict resolution. He took care of it from start to finish, which the whole situation could have been another way, which would have been good for the resident. But instead, he took that script and found this whole situation. So I think I say I'm proud of the police force, and proud of you guys, and was extremely proud of Officer Jackson, Sir Jackson. Thank you. And the police service. Absolutely not. I guess I did.
Okay.
Was there anything else before you can?
I just want to say thank you to the police department as well. I want to thank you for always being present at the different community events. I think that's very important to have a police presence, and you all have been so faithful whenever annexed, you all come out. And I have had the pleasure of having personal experience with the professionalism of Sir Jackson here. So I do appreciate and you guys are doing excellent. I do.
So we good? Okay, so do we want, now, let's give him a hand too. Questions? Okay, anybody, any questions? Cause some residents in here, any questions? Any complaint? Oh, you don't mind. Okay, all right, so. TA Ren, you have anything you want to go straight to the, or you want to know to just to get this straight?
I'm gonna go directly to him, if that's like, well, they want to speak. Okay, we're gonna. I can go first.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine. So, I introduced, well, actually, I didn't introduce it, the council introduced it. Request, from Mr. Gibson regarding to, his request for a shed, for the open lot, as well as basically, oh, really needs to be here. Oh. Okay, wait, we don't.
They're not leaving.
All right,
He
yeah.
right there.
They're right there.
Okay. No, that's okay. Okay. Don't one comes back.
No, they're both standing in the lobby. Should I get to okay, this is regarding to Mr. Gibson's, request, for basically the shed on the open lot, as well as basically putting the maintenance, as falls coming, a lot of, leaves are basically falling. We want to get ahead of it, and we want to make sure we have the proper equipment in order to support our team and basically getting all those leaves. So, plant a lot of trees, so we're getting a lot of leaves, so we gotta get ahead of that. So what we did is, we went out to get bids, we had several bids for each section, whether it be for the shed. And it's, and I sent all those bids to their council, have a schedule last week, on Thursday. So you guys have all the bids, the resolution, and any details that you might possibly have. And then today, I just want to be able to read the resolution that, that was put together for it, if I may.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so,
With the resolution, 2025-32. I was in, I explained to you what where it is. Yeah, the line item is in here, and then, where, and the current balance of that line item. And then the cost of it is all in the, full estimate.
last week was the nice that.
I understand.
I understand.
May I read it?
So, yes, ma'am.
Okay, so it's not very long, so it's just one page actually. So, the town of Capitol Heights, resolution 2025-32, drafted by town administrator Grant, introduction by council. A resolution to approve the expenses related to installation of a shed on town lots and equipment needed for town maintenance. Whereas the Public Works Department needs a shed for storage of tools, equipment, and seasonal items. To protect these items from weather and theft, to reduce clutter, and to create a dedicated space for public works. Additionally, a proper bill shed can improve the aesthetic and feel of the lot. And whereas the shed provides extra storage and is ideal for storing bulky outdoor items like lawnmowers, garden tools, and other power equipment, keeping them organized and avoid disarray. And whereas the shed provides protection from elements and it shields equipment, tools, and seasonal items from rain, snow, sun, and humidity, protecting them from weather damage, rust, and deterioration. And whereas the shed reduces clutter by storing outdoor seasonal items in organized and orderly manner. And whereas the shed provides a secure place to store valuables, protecting them from theft and unauthorized access. And whereas the shed can improve the look of our town lot. And whereas the shed will be dedicated space for storing bulky outdoor items like lawnmower, garden tools, and other power equipment. A copy then was attached to the resolution for reference. And whereas the equipment needed for town maintenance is essential to the public works team to do their work effectively in a timely manner. A copy of the invoice is attached to the resolution for references. And whereas the cost of the shed and equipment needed for town maintenance and safety will be taken from the stop sign camera system line item number 51026 with a current balance of $71,522. And whereas the mayor and council believes the installation of shed and the purchase of equipment needed for town maintenance is in the best interest of town and its residents. Now therefore be resolved, the mayor and council has reviewed the press and agree that this resolution take place immediately upon its adoption. And the rest are, passed this, adopted this like the day of September, signed by rights by mayor and common council.
I'm coming, but we have to get money. No. The resolution to accept that with the proposed for the MSD. So it's like the first thing that we have to now open for the resolution. That's the way down the road. Okay. Okay.
share this with you. One of my questions is, before putting the shed on this lot, need the back of the fence be put up.
Yes. Yeah, back to the utility, spoke to two contractors last 2 weeks. I mean, wait for a third bid to come up, turn those over to them and see if that's.
You know, it's basically, put the shed in the grass and put it in, the fence. You can have all the capital stay for them today, right? Very good to let you in.
Yeah.
My next question is, what other type of security on this lot will be on the shed? I mean, just, is it gonna be a cipher lock? Is it gonna be a key lock? Because they can bust open the key locks a lot easier, or will there be an alarm up there? Because they broken the trailer down before and took it, so. And will that gate on the front of that lot be more secure than what it is currently? And lastly, questions that are suggesting put those solar lights on the top of the gate and a motion light up in here. So somebody comes, lights and goes, light camera action, and maybe the neighbors might even look out and see something happening. But those are my questions I would like to answer.
On the one, I think we're looking into finding out if the power needs to be, if it's a telephone pole to be back in that lot. I think that power. The previous lot, really, we had things from this, because the man, I had power. You can do power to the lot, then you can have a regular room from the like you heard them. That was my thing. And all, like I said, every year suggested for this draft about the fence, I was always looking at the power to. I spoke with the gentleman from the Smith company, I'm supposed to be coming out, yesterday to put it, a bid to be paid up back pit. He's going to be the metal chain link for it, and then the barbed wire at the top. Yeah. The interior, that's not on the exterior, so on the other side of the floor. And then if you cross that fence into the side of the wheel, so, you also want to be clear that the whole sound, their face is really, if not, we think about like two, to fix that, you still something like that, home. And we probably get them to. But I do think, the camera would be very effective. Plus, it'll also have another lock that you, on the shed itself. It would only be one roll up door and one, regular 30, it's 32 by each of the inside. There's only got one window that comes with bars. The shed comes with bars and the windows and the order. Yes.
Be also then, with that being said, then the main wood that's down in the that is for the fence, is that stuff still usable?
Yes.
So we do use that, and like the clouds, and another thing, some of the equipment cleaning it, some of the thing, which I got is something I mean,
Smoke bars, we had,
where they be stored, wherever they be stored, and we can't continue to keep leaving them out in the room.
but smoke bars, very steepness, they stay outside, they don't even need. We keep them up off the ground, so they just don't get wet all the time. They're sitting in the football play, all of them sitting in one direction and football. Only thing we would like to cover is the other, snow pit, which is like the, salt spreader and stuff like that. So the truck that we have now, most of them have small salt spreaders, which they're only, maybe about big as one speaker, you can take it off, this amount, and put it inside. It will also allow us to use some of the storage space that we have already, so we can bring some of these to, lock it out and take some of that stuff out. What we pay in long plans to affect it, it's little cost. Probably pay the last year like $500 fee for the lot that we had outside. We really need space. Where the one is always, it's, full from the top of it to the back.
Yeah, I know.
I know it's not J, but.
No, that's not, there's no question. I just want to ask, interject to her, some more question. Mr. Gibson and I already discussed this. Long story short, if there's power there, we'll be updating with the camera system, alarm system. But he is basically being able to find a camera system, electricity. We can get electricity, we definitely have a camera, alarm system in the shed. So that prevents any more potential leakage. And on top of that, and I also talked about this, we have another contract that comes out at 10 o'clock. And we're going to look at how we can utilize those breaks, and if we can't, we might just actually place them to get a more sturdier type of top fences, just to protect, like I said, to prevent and protect slavery or just. And obviously we'll make sure that sort of blend in the neighborhood so that you can out like a photograph. But the key is, like you said, I want my goals, but with this contact there and put that into the shed. Because we have very limited parking spaces. I don't want mayor and council coming to meetings and have parking spaces. So with those two cars out there, it's in that space. And it's costly too. So if we can get a shed out, we'll move all of that stuff that's in the lawn mowers, the cutters, the chainsaw, all of that into a shed. And then we get rid of those cars out. And now that gives you guys space to park the cars when you come to meetings. And or just basically their space. And it doesn't look good for this time to basically have the town hall, we have these two pods in the back. And when we go to construction, we will need to move this thing. I know this the rest of the best stuff, but the key is, and also we're gonna just make sure lights from her, we're gonna install some around it. So people do, and if it do come over, it's gonna light up because of it. So we are thinking about ways to prevent these and prevent theft and do very careful. And again, the shed is really, two residents living next door to the office lot. I want them to have a beautiful area to look down with the, well. Oh, sorry, that was my response to Councilwoman.
Yeah, my comment is to the resolution. I think that the site should be decided on the resolution. Even though we have two sites, or are you referring to both sites?
No.
Okay, so I think the site that we're specifying should be included in this relief. And also for the protection of our tools in our property. I'm suggesting that you look into a timing locking mechanism, but you could put on a timer that you cannot enter it after hours on the locking mechanism.
I don't know about what's going on, because sometimes things are revealed that happen and occur at the hours or in the weekend.
Exceptions to
Oh, okay. My only thing is to make sure that when we start happening with items that we be real honest for the fact that they're residential, it's in a residential area. And we make sure that we keep it nice and neat and not have cluttered or overstocked, things like that. We want to make sure that it's really in a nice and neat, right? And I use it.
Yeah, just, I see the emails or the invoice. So if we can have the amount in here in the resolution as well, then it was one thing you said, I just see one proposal, and then the equipment.
The amount, $15,000.
That's the balance. So what I'm asking is for the cost be included for the shed as well as for the equipment to be identified. You already said where the line item is coming from, but I was just looking for the what do you call it? Yeah. Yeah, so. See, I see here. So that was I assume that was the best price.
Yeah.
I see that on there. I see it.
I mean, there's two more if you want to make that.
But I assume that was the best price. That's fine. We gonna got me that. I like my as I'm really going backward. I mean, oh, and computers. And you know, print out, the large enough, print out, this out for the look. I know you said it was attached to yourself.
It is, it's gonna be a green.
You know, attached. That's a main place it is. It's not.
Slightly bigger, bigger function. They keep on going to the back.
Actually, 30.
No, one moment. I do have one question. What material is it made of? So. And this was asked to me, with the deal with the paper. Is this subject to a container? No. No. Why do you get a container versus the shell? Because the container is the pure. I'm just asking, a step. I think you didn't explain, like you said, you put it close to keep people from like the money company. You got a lot of things that you got a lot of crazy. But still speaking, it would look nice to you. And it will almost be fifty as far as 30 years. I sort of to the nose of all the things. I mean, people make continuous, they make homes out of it. Yeah. That's not what I was so, we keep all about. Yes, yes, but to the space, so we kind of 40 feet by like, it's 12 feet or something. And they put you have to cut them. Two of them. Yeah, but the only way it's gonna come to the other side is they cut it and do it again. They're feature things, they'll come at a certain, yeah. It's gonna take 30 very quick. Oh, yeah, they're come right there. They can do very much. But people use it. But you know, I was just wondering why we didn't get the container, because it's a cleaner look than the shed. That's what. Yeah, if you get the right one, that's why I was suggesting. Yeah. So, yes. Okay, thank you. Yes, you. When this was brought up last year, and brought to the floor, because I suggested the payment, so we could do some message, you know, to have a lot of continuous because of being on that, what's the region, so we can get to it. I'm a very, you know, see, I felt that I was not. And, I look at it, you know, they come a long way. And, you know, I was not in that kind of bad. Okay, anybody else? Yeah, you keep it moving? Okay, I just want to make a correction that these, well, when he's done that. And the shade is not, this structure is not, this is suitable for the site. Yeah.
I see the line of this.
Yeah. But it doesn't measure. Small window, but on the office, and now, I think the room people too busy to put it in the side, and they don't know what even their size. All doors and windows are in front, you know, it's front side. And you open it, you gate, all the windows and doors in it, and it's 12 feet high. Yes, 12 feet high, which is this stuff.
Say we get a bonus.
Okay. No. Okay. You know, come to me? Yes, we. No, see, that's one minute.
You have finally, I'm finding out 026 and the budget. Yeah, the funds on 026 is actually with, permission with, Mr. Green, that was given to me by Aja.
I specifically asked her, what is the one item, remember that, for the stop sign camera system? And then she told me it was 51026, and she said the current balance is 71522. So that's the number she gave me, but it will be taken out from, the stop sign camera. I can verify the balance, the item number is from Ms. Aja.
Okay. I can you see the stop sign camera line item.
There should be one, or no, but do you remember the answer specifically? Like, the balance is 71522, but, and that was the one that she basically provided me. And also turned the light on back was also what she provided. But I can, again, double confirm if it hurts a thing with population.
I need to know what it is.
I just basically, as she told me, it was 51026, I didn't go, that was the initial, I didn't box information.
Okay. So where are we now? Okay, I understand, Councilman, that's a question. You don't have it right now, because you need to keep moving. It's based on, you thought this saying that I put it on to the next step. So, okay, so we're gonna have to go back to that one. Because that's a part of the question. Anything else, Councilman, you made?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna give the answer to that.
Okay,
Okay, so we have a motion on the floor. At this point, Councilman Amanda, do you want to put an amendment to that motion based on what you just said? Or is everybody ready to vote?
I mean, I was gonna remember.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, I would always be able to vote yes until I can't vote yes without knowing where the money's coming from for sure. So I don't see the line item. I could be missing it, which is why I'm asking, everybody, other council members to do it. I think that's the budget down to me. But it's good to be identified, so I don't really know how to make an amendment, if I don't know.
Yeah, no.
How the line.
You,
I don't know.
yes, ma'am.
Yes, so, because we asked for several things to put in this resolution. The location, the actual total amount, how much I was, come to, as well as what actual line item is coming from. And if we also allow that to put in, before we go to a vote, because you don't know, I'm voting down,
Okay, what you would have to do is the motion on the floor, you're gonna have to vote it up or down. Respectfully, what Councilman Anita said, what Councilman Amanda said, all makes sense. Now, what somebody can do, because the motion was put, look at the motion here.
Councilman James.
Okay. Councilman James would have to accept an amendment with those two things, or we're gonna have to vote this one down because there's a motion on the floor. You gotta vote it. Okay. You're gonna have to vote the motion down, or you're gonna have to either amend the motion. That's the only thing we can do with it right now. Or you vote it down, it'll have to come back fresh with everything in it. So, that was up to you.
sure. Councilman Chu, I would like to make a friendly amendment that, we vote on this, resolution with adding the necessary information that was requested by Mayor and Council and to validate the actual line item and, budget within that line.
Shit. March between. Okay. All right. That friendly amendment? Yeah. That motion is on the floor. You got the notes on that, Tia?
Yeah.
Okay, call the vote.
Jumping in. You can read it. Okay, read it. Motion to move forward with the, approval of resolution 2025-32. Installation of a shed on town lot and equipment, needed for town, maintenance. With friendly amendment by, Councilman James requiring specific sites, information in the resolution. I would like to be mindful of, the fact that we're in the budget area. Councilman Ford's request to note the exact cost to be included, in the resolution. And Councilman Amanda to confirmation of the line item number. Is that right? Line item number? And then of course, line item number. If you didn't know, I used it. Yeah, line item number and balance of the line item. Yeah, yeah. That was Councilman Ford. Oh, thanks. Councilmember Lee. Just to be fair, because if we follow the expense item first, that's our balance, I know we have revenue coming in, if you have it as an expense in the advance, or is it only just a regular operational budget? What would be the expenditure for? That would be out the because it. Tell me, our last five for this question is part of the county, and I also asked our staff down from our company. In fact, we're asking for another single time. So basically, and I told them that we plan to do transition and equipment to attach or provide public security safety, because that's exactly what the fund is for. Once you have the revenue coming in, there's a revenue intake, which is, and you will have a revenue expenditure. So when it comes in, it's a, so therefore, yes, there should be a one for revenue intake and one revenue expenditure. So there'll definitely be an expenditure. That would be on average, that is not for that. It should be a number, should be in and out. When you get out of your bank account, just the stuff that you just expensing them. Just if you're ready to board these and just make sure that, you know, you don't have the same problem that other municipalities are having that.
So. Right. If you have three things and the councilman Mandy's in there.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to have for.
Amelia,
Councilman Ford,
Councilman Ford,
represent you,
they represent you.
even Councilman James, if you respect the decide to be noted on the resolution.
So we got four
Mhm.
in there.
Yes.
We can approve this as a recording.
Mhm.
However, if it's not what's in the resolution and we get it back,
Of course,
the written format, it can be rejected.
yes,
Because that's in the recording, that's what it's supposed to be before we fix our signatures. Is
absolutely.
everybody okay? We ready to go?
Yes, it's still the one that. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, this is another thing.
Just have about that stuff.
He's got the sheet.
No, it's in the week, like in fence.
Okay, well, let's, we got, okay, the vote is on the floor now, we can go back, okay. You're saying there was something about a fence being added. So was that nothing?
If that is not, it is not consumed.
You know, when you make sure that you don't, but you- okay, there was some language supposed to.
To complete the fencing on the back of the road.
Everybody good? Okay. One more. Everybody good? Okay. Call the vote.
Okay, Councilwoman Amanda Anderson. Councilman Brandy Anderson. Mayor Pro Tem Hughes.
Yeah.
Councilmember Ford.
Yeah.
Councilmember James.
Yes.
Councilmember Ron Williams. So then I have the 5 ayes and 1 no. It's approved. Application.
All right, and we're going to next, Councilman, oh, thank you so much, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, you got it?
Yeah. These were the 3 ordinances that were created from last meeting on 2025.
We got this kind of mention.
Oh, but this is, okay.
I remember we were going to get a date. For saying that they
Right.
weren't going to.
Okay, so, okay.
Yeah, okay, tell us TA grant when we can get the ordinance. So we're gonna have to do a special day if you want, before we come back to the first board session. This is coming up to, coming up to the. You wanna put it over there? That's everything like that, seems. Um. For Councilman, for giving the ordinance, we're gonna have to put that, prioritize that and put that on the work session.
Okay, what are the three
We're
on
on
25.
We read them last time, but we have to read them again. And they should have been advertised, like she said, 30 days to 30 days.
But we did, when the ordinance, I thought it was a resolution, but she got.
No, it was, the resolution was for the event that we had on Saturday. The two ordinances were, related to the financial management, as well as the sidewalk plan. Crosswalk. Crosswalk. I always keep saying sidewalk, crosswalk.
Okay, the crosswalk, yeah, we read something.
Oh, we read that. I added it to the agenda.
No, expected. Anybody know that something got really coming up for you today?
Oh, we did. It was, I asked him, well, if you look at the recording, I asked that 3 items. There. It was a resolution and it was 2 ordinances.
And I'm just saying, we need to talk about something. We thought we were gonna do. Well, let me stop you.
Yeah, because let's tell you that. No, it was the ordinance because apparently
We don't have anything. It was just like, oh, because you changed something about the TAs and the
Correct.
and stuff. Yeah, we need to read that one fully. We need to move on. You all did a summation, that's the request. We need to discuss that.
so Tia, you were, you took them.
I remember the,
That's what I said. Okay, so for his Hispanic. It was 2025-06.
yes,
2025. Five. And then we would give us. Councilman one. Yeah.
English, no,
Oh, you have a-
no, sorry, resolution, so,
On the one seven, you voted on two. You vote, tell me, go back in your minute, you voted on two, one was the Medicare, Medicaid, and the other one was Hispanic. The other one she read to us.
That was the proclamation, right? That was,
But we did not go over either one of them until far as going over them for a vote.
no, well, it's an ordinance. So what we did was we did a summary and then that was the first reading on that. So here they are here. So it's, right, so it's for to amend and to update the town administrative budget and contract authority.
was that 2025-6?
How are you gonna?
Yes.
Okay, she's gonna need to do a full, I say, because they're not on the agenda now. But I respect because she did ask for that. But you need to go over those two. So we need to go over them with the charter, we can fix it all out. We gotta go over those two at our work session. The finance and so.
And the other one is an ordinance to implement regular townwide safety and process.
Now, the safety and crosswalk is the one we've been waiting on. That's an easy one, but finances, we need to talk about that. I mean, I personally, I just can't see nothing, not personally. One person said, here, everybody signed this about finances. Now, no, you didn't. We need to discuss that, and you gave it to us to discuss too.
I find we should discuss any ordinance.
That's true, that's true. But I knew you were trying to do the sidewalk when you're rich. You okay with that too at the same time?
We just need to release them both.
No, but you'll take the sidewalk for that, yeah. But it's not-
So, okay, so it's just the ordinances. The resolution has already passed.
Yeah.
Mhm. So we just need the ordinances. With the second reading of the ordinances, questions to come up on this.
Okay, so that'll be first thing in the next week for the work session, those two, right?
Okay, we can put it in a work session, but we still then have a public session afterwards. If you want, okay, yeah, there's nothing else. Right, so that's, okay. We normally have our ordinances and then we just follow along. And we have like the 2 weeks, we said we would read them and then we'll. So that's what we do last.
I know. No, I don't like something like that. I know, okay. So let's do the Hispanic heritage thing, you know, let's do it. And you know my joke, because it's like 7 pages.
Do you want me to read it or?
Yeah. Plus, you know, you.
Okay, so may I go ahead? Okay, I'm ready. Okay. Town of Capitol Heights, resolution 2025-30, drafted by Councilmember Faith Ford, introduced by Councilmember Faith Ford. A resolution by the Town of Capitol Heights, Maryland, recognizing National Hispanic Heritage Month. Whereas the Prince George County Council has officially recognized this month through initiatives and legislation, including resolution CR-094-2021 in the Town of Capitol Heights, and in support of these county-wide supports. And whereas National Hispanic Heritage Month is celebrated annually from September 15 to October 15 to recognize achievements and contributions Hispanic Americans who have enriched our nation and society. And whereas the observance began on September 15, the anniversary of the independence for the Latin America countries in Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua. Sorry, I can't. Sorry. With Mexico and Chile celebrating their independence on September 16th and September 18th respectively. And whereas according to recent U.S. census data, the Hispanic and Latino population in the town of Capitol Heights has grown significantly, now comprising approximately 25% of our total residents, reflecting the vibrant diversity of our town. And whereas this growing community with roots in diverse countries across Latin America has demonstrated incredible resilience in the face of challenges, including those related to economic security, access to health care, and the pursuit of opportunity. And whereas the town of Capitol Heights welcomes the plans with its Hispanic and Latino residents and wants to assure all community members that their safety and well-being are paramount. And whereas the contribution of Hispanic and Latino residents are evident in the vitality of our community, including the nonprofit organizations and businesses that provide essential services, cultural experiences, and economic growth within the town of Capitol Heights. And whereas Mayor and Council established the town of Capitol Heights Community Engagement and Sustainable Committee to enhance the quality of life for all residents through an initiative that builds community and fosters environmental and economic well-being. And whereas committee and commitment to fostering a sustainable and welcoming community stands in solidarity with our Hispanic and Latino residents and recognizes their invaluable contribution to our shared identity. And whereas we especially recognize the involvement of our Hispanic and Latino youth who are active in our schools, community program, and local events, and who are the future leadership of our town and a key pillar of our community's sustainable growth. And whereas it is fitting to acknowledge and celebrate the rich heritage, traditions, and enduring legacy of Hispanic Americans, and to encourage all residents to join in the celebration and to deepen their understanding of Hispanic and Latino cultures. Now therefore be it resolved that we, the mayor and council of the county of Capitol Heights, do hereby declare September 15 to October 15, 2025 as the Hispanic Heritage Month in the town of Capitol Heights. Be it further resolved that in cooperation with the town administration and the community engagement the theme committee will honor the contributions of our Hispanic and Latino residents to our shared community and through a focused and welcoming plan of action, including committee outreach to Hispanic-owned businesses and nonprofit organizations through the creation and distribution of engaging flyers that contains this proclamation and information about the town's observance of Hispanic Heritage Month. We will also invite these businesses and nonprofit organizations to proudly post these flyers in their establishments. Organize our shared heritage showcase to celebrate local voices by inviting residents of all ages, including our youth, to share personal stories, art, and cultural practice from their heritage. Submissions can be sent electronically as a video or file or they can be dropped off at the hard copy at the town hall located in Paradise Boulevard. Celebrate together as a community by inviting all residents to attend events and activities and share how others are celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month, including photos of their families and friends, recommended books, favorite recipes, or inspiring traditions. Promoting engagement by highlighting and encouraging patronage of Hispanic-owned businesses, cultural experiences in our community. Please note, by submitting material for any initiative in this kind of action, residents grant the town of Calvert permission to share them on social media platforms and websites to foster a sense of shared community. For more information on how to get involved, you can contact the town hall 301-333-6263 or council member 34. All submissions will be uploaded for publication on our town website and social media platforms. The physical art projects displayed in the designated area in the town hall to be announced. We call upon residents, schools, and civic organizations to join in celebration this month, and we specifically encourage our residents to participate in the many cultural events and activities hosted through the Health Church's family that honors the historic heritage and embody our shared commitment to community engagement and quality of life. The further resolved by the Mayor and Council was reviewed with effect and agreed that this resolution take effect immediately upon adoption. Passing after this 19th September 2025, Town of Calvert Heights for the Mayor and Common Council, etc.
This is a good, well-being mask. Okay, so. Okay, so this is approved earlier last time. And it's already approved. I already didn't read the whole document. But what do you think of it?
No, you guys need to read the whole document. She's still on it.
Yeah, she's done with it. Okay, so good. So I'm just saying, so at that time, you just reading this for us to sign this. Is that what we're asking? You already, if she's already read it. Who did the first and second votes? The first who moved the motion?
It was a proclamation.
I'm just asking her.
Take a look at the minutes.
What's important? Okay.
You know, the
So you have, so we don't need this. So I'm saying just make sure you have. Who moved the motion because we're doing it now in a written format.
Right.
So make sure you have. Who moved the motion? Who seconded the motion?
Okay.
And it was approved. And this reading at this time is only done for signature purposes because we're not going to vote. We already voted, right?
Councilor Ford,
We already voted on this.
I need to check the
I'm
minutes.
just not trying. You already voted on this.
Right. Was that here? To know if they were buying?
That's that question.
No, I have the please.
Okay.
I need to see a copy of the minutes, that was done. So to confirm, to answer you properly.
Yes, so you have to have your minute first and second motion because we're doing this, we do it a lot of times. Nobody will stop it. Get that part of this and stuff. Okay, I'll do it.
Yeah, and so, and the minutes is not acknowledged proclamation is good. There were some couple of errors in the minutes. Okay. So, the minutes put it in. But so it was a proclamation that was there. And I tried to get the council for support of it. And I said the council want all of the council to sign the proclamation with the minute. And there were no objections. So today is a resolution, and the resolution is brought forth because it was stopped. Nothing was done in terms of what the state of heritage acknowledgement celebration. And that was in the email that I sent to Mayor.
So, the resolution, just asking for a conclusion. Proclamation was what was signed, well,
Approved, okay. So we're reading this, to sign this. Is that what they said? Yes, that's my post it. This is the exact thing as a proclamation. That was, okay. But I remember joking you since, and how we don't need this in every meeting. So I know what you're saying is valid. My point is, at this point, so we will have to put a motion on the floor to approve this and sign it. Is that what we're at? Correct. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Can I get
So moved to, I think you said, moving
oh, okay. Oh, all right, can she get a second? Second. All right. Any comments on this? No comments? Okay. Motion is approved by majority vote. It says second. Okay. My preference is we go ahead and start signing this document. When we have it. Not come back. That might not be signing that. So then they said, okay. Okay, so now we've done those, and we know that we're going to put the two ordinances, the finance and the, not side, I keep saying, crosswalk. That's gonna go on the first thing with the charter. And, if we have time, we're gonna look at this long past the, traffic system. All that's good.
Work session.
Yeah, that's gonna be a month in this meeting, but we haven't had one in a while, so. Okay, so now we're gonna go, Councilwoman Manning, you right?
Yes, but I think she's number three. I'm number three for, I can go now. or-
No, I'm gonna take you ahead of those. I moved you there, and then we'll do those other two last.
She's number one.
Okay, you ready?
Sure.
Okay,
So passing down the game night. Take one and pass it down. I find email went out last week. Myself, Councilmember Anita, Councilmember 3-4, we invite you to post on the first Saturday of every month. A community game night for the residents and community members to come on out to the community room from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. and to enjoy just a time of fellowship and playing games. And encourage folks to bring their favorite game with them out of our personal line items, will supply some basic snacks and things that we made available. The family friendly event, all ages are welcome. And that's really the gist of the game. I just wanted to have a time for fellowship with our family, for residents to have a safe place to go and play games. And I think it's not to be all, we're just going to enjoy the resolution. I'm happy to read it. It's a resolution authorizing the community like Hispanic capital rights, resolution 2025 years two. I shouldn't say this amendment. Okay, 33. Whereas the mayor and council of the county capital Heights are committed to fostering a sense of unity, community engagement, and recreation opportunities for residents. And whereas social activities such as community game nights encourage positive interaction among residents of all ages, and can help with neighborhood bonds and promote a safe and welcoming environment. And whereas a community game night will authorize the use of truly family-friendly event with opportunity to engage board games, card games, interactive activities, and refreshments, thereby fostering connection and joy within the community. And whereas the mayor and council recognize the importance of supporting events that are inclusive, accessible, designed to encourage fellowship among neighbors. Now therefore be resolved as the mayor and council of the county of Capital Heights hereby approve and support the husband of a community game night for residents to be held on the first Saturday of every month from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. located at Town Hall Community Room with the purpose of providing a evening of fun for the be it further resolved that any expenses specified by refreshments associated with this event shall be allocated from the sponsoring council members budgeted personal line items. Be it further resolved that this resolution should take effect immediately upon its adoption. I'm able to pass resolution 2025 -8. Do something so I need this as an amendment.
okay, you got the second one, okay. So, comments. Really, we already made good points, but
What type of games do you do? Are you giving that to Councilman Manson or that's the committee?
Councilman,
Yeah. Well, Councilman Manson has the motion. Okay, Councilmember Amanda.
yeah, so, between the three of us, we have several board games and card games and our own personal shops we will bring out. We encourage folks to card game or board game if they like to play. So, it's open to all different types of, games and card games. Like any typical community game night, you kind of show up and you find your people and who wants to play what and you go with the flow and make it happen. So, there's now designated games at certain times that are being played. It's just open for folks that want to play. So hope that makes sense.
So nothing to be kept here and say, no game board, anything like that. Okay. Your staff, you.
No, that's happening.
Are you? Yeah. Anyone? Okay. Your council,
Yeah, the only last thing I would ask is that, if it could be, posted on our social media and website, do it as a recommendation. That's all. I love you.
Okay, and no vote for one. No vote for. Yeah. Thank you. Everyone. Now, you don't have to do it as an amendment, so you can do it automatically, or Councilman Mandy, do you want to do this as a, well, not how, somebody wants to amend that, or you want to take it, vote? They put two different things that are not in here. One was to put in, the town flag, and whatever, and the other one was to do the robocall. To me, you don't have to do it. You just do it. You don't have to put it in the resolution. How do you want to do it? Because it's your resolution.
Yeah, I don't see a need to have to put that in a resolution. I'm just asking like any other community thing we do. Okay. I just think,
Fine. Okay. Yeah, anything to talk about?
Yes, Councilmember, Leona Anderson.
Yeah.
Councilmember Leah Anderson. Representative Chu. Yes. Councilmember Ford.
Yes.
Councilmember Jane.
No.
Councilmember Williams. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. So, I have it, 5-1 nay. Approved.
All right.
So, it's, 7-9,
You got it. This spell, you got it?
yes, so you can take the packet and pass it down.
May I just interject one comment? I did get the information from Ajwa. I sent it to their council late. I apologize, but she only gave it to me late. Yeah,
What do you know? What do you know?
it was the amount.
No. That's that stuff that you.
No, I'm talking about the municipality, the one that's that.
I'm sorry.
I sent an email to you guys. No. I sent an email to you guys. Unfortunately, it was late because I received it late. And I just want you guys to be aware of the amounts that we're referencing.
Oh, the one, the 20,
Yes, that's the one. Let me make sure. I know, but I'm gonna need a copy of this. But that-
Right, Councilman Mandy, please.
Also, true.
No,
All right, Mayor Council, quickly, the backstory, as you know, we have entered into a memorandum of understanding for 7.3 coalition. I give you a packet of information here. The first thing you should have is the bylaws of the 7.3 coalition. The second thing you should have is the program plan summary, and then the third thing should say is the draft 207.3 coalition budget summary. Is the first thing. three. I also added the MOU in there, so you can be reminded of our signed MOU. And then, the draft resolution, that would be the resolution 2025-34 instead of 30. Basically, where we're at in this process, we have a coalition meeting on Saturday, October 11th, at 10 a.m. It is going to be hybrid format, so, you can meet in person, and if you never meet. Thank you. If you cannot meet in person, then you have the opportunity to virtually, since there was, some council members from other municipalities who were going to be traveling. That day, so they were trying to move on as possible. At this next coalition meeting, what needs to happen and what, the desire is to finalize the 2073 coalition budget and to get the final stamp of approval for the bylaws and how, the JPC as well as the coalition will continue to move forward, as well as finalize and hash out the plan for the remainder of this year in the coalition. So those three things, the bylaws, the program plan, and the draft budget summary are really what every council member needs to be aware of. However, there was some unclarity about what our final budget was. And so each municipality has verbally agreed amongst our discussions in the past about giving 0.1% of each municipal's budget towards the operating budget of the coalition. So you can see on the draft budget how that kind of breaks down for each municipality. However, having received the latest budget, I believe this number on our end needs to change slightly. So instead of $4,418 of our contribution, I think our operating budget is $3 or it would be $4,491.45. Back to our budget, so a slight change there.
I'm sorry, I'm confused. So your numbers again, don't confirm what Audra provided. I'm not.
So you explain these numbers on the, these numbers that were pulled from our website, and our website did not have the current.
I see.
So that's what they were talking about, which is why I was asking for the other thing to be updated. Once that is updated, I can give our actual final budget to Kyle, who is the one that is administrating all of this. You can put in the correct number. So the number is not far off. Instead of $4,418, it would be $4,491. I need to make sure that that is not including our grants, which I don't think it is. So I'll double check that. So my whole point is that number will be slightly different. As you can see, the town of Fairmont Heights, their portion of their budget is $1,126, and because their portion of their budget is $14,185. So their contribution ratio is split up because it has 71.9% of the ratio. Fairmont Heights is 5.7, and Capitol Heights has 22%. In addition to that, there are revenue that's coming in from support from this. So you can see there under the grant contribution that will be coming into the coalition. And then there's a draft outline based off of the storytelling, placemaking, joint advocacy that was collaborated on over the creation of the coalition, that those expenses on our budget would go towards those items. So all of that will be discussed at length at the October 11th meeting. So it's just really important that you're able to move it, you want to move on and be able to get input that you attend that coalition meeting. But we will need to, at some point, with a formal in writing that was contributed by money. We did not. This comes into our next situation. We did not finalize a budget line item for the coalition when we were doing our budget back in June. So in my resolution, it explains that we're supporting it by giving money and then we're giving a reappropriation. And so we need to identify from what budget line item would be putting the $4,491. So I put that in red, that would be filled in. That's really the basics of what's going on. If you have any questions or any clarity, I'm happy to do my best based off of arguments.
I'm just looking at your coalition budget summary, and I don't know if you can answer it or when you really start on October. But for expenses, they have $75,000. And it shows under here the mural, but I thought $15,000 each. I thought this was a grant, because the grant was given to the 3 municipalities. And, but it shows under expenses, so why are we paying for something that we were supposed to get as a grant? And the second thing is, this school-based activation. What, I'm just telling you, because I'm trying to figure out what is this school activation? What is this? I need, sorry, I need to.
Yes, so the mural installations is a grant that is coming from the Arts and Humanities Council. So it is not coming from monies that we are contributing into the coalition. It's coming specifically from the PG Arts and Humanities Council. Yeah, so if you see the mural installation. 45,000. Our contributions equal a total of have to do the math. $19,729 is what the municipalities are contributing, and $105,000 is coming from grant contributions. And out of that grant contribution, some expenses of $2,000 per municipality to do it. And then as far as the group-based activations, that's something that Liz actually don't know the full extent of it. Probably don't be able to speak more to it. There's something that we briefly brought up that Liz wants to give information as an opportunity for, but I really don't know anything more about that. If they'll be discussing it. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
To what extent about the increase in the application, this would go more into the. So, anything else, Nancy? I'm 22, I just had young, have a big question. Reference to the coalition, a lot of times we don't come in that legislative meetings because you can talk on them and you don't have representatives. So when you have your meetings, the minutes of something from the meeting. So we can, understand what's going on at the different meetings. I know you guys come back with verbal information, but it would be good if we have the minutes and we can also post it on our website. So that the residents know this is why we collaborating together, and these are the things that we're working on again. So if they can be notified also on the website. That's no minutes.
Absolutely, we're happy to serve minutes, but just for clarity to help understand, the few meetings we've had have just been creating our actual bylaws, which we really love to periodically create a draft. So how we would move forward as the JPC and as a coalition is explained in bylaws. So there really hasn't
other than talking about the rules and putting together bylaws, we can know the further discussion of any decisions or how we move forward. Just getting the bylaws together and then taking what was discussed from all municipalities over last year with we've had several meetings and gotten groups and talked about doing what they would want us to use moving forward. That's what you'll find. Yeah. But yes, we do have to look at that.
That's not a matter of how still is money to your next step paying this because you said you need to start with it. You don't doesn't do.
Yeah.
What do I do?
Sure. What I really need is if you have any feedback about the bylaw, is to give that feedback to council and meeting night before October 8th, which is a Wednesday. That's when we will take all the municipalities' feedback, because everyone's been given this, and we will implement it into the bylaws so that it can have a final acceptance. So what I'm asking is the council to give me any feedback on the bylaws or the program summary by October 8th. And then after that, we'll need to completely sign this resolution for the budget line item for the ownership.
You said that you want to because people.
Yes,
It's real information knows now they're supposed to be.
that's on the core. I agree.
I'm helping with all of this. I know I say this, but over and over, we gotta come up with another way. Watch it, I said, no, you must not look this about whether it's this, whether you have little skill, because when people are talking and you say it interrupts them. It basically interrupts them. So we've got to find out a way. I'm open for suggestions that we can do it where you're not cutting across somebody speaking. I mean, but you want to be recognized. So I'm just telling everybody, please come up with another way. Something so, yes,
I can. Oh, I says there's maybe we can try it. It'll be a fun system. We can buttons. Y'all will pop up somewhere. Yeah. Then we're next, you can do that. I'm not sure what that costs. For the command that we're doing. It's fine. Stand up. That's all I'm saying.
well, now this will say stand up.
So, but my question is, so it's only on. They're not gonna work sometimes, so we can. Give you what you need before that time, all you need to have the meeting.
Just say don't
Yes, that's about to, that's it.
Before the date, we don't need it.
So I have that.
Yeah, so we can have break whenever it is, what,
Yeah, the next one's October 2nd.
yeah, so we can all agree.
Well, you're gonna have to do the mandatory things. The mandatory things are. There. Councilwoman Ford's two ordinances. Councilman Hernandez is mandatory. So the 6 weeks about the 8th, those are mandatory. Okay, and we make, and the, secondary, we'll leave it right now until we get to that date, everybody, make the thoughts. Secondary would be going over that long tracker and the chart. That's secondary, we gotta get to them, but these things that we just said are mandatory, we gotta get them out. Okay. Councilman, Amanda, anything else before we move on?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What's going
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so really quickly for that, I would also ask and it was basically, waiting for the resolution, I think you email, transferring from last year's funding to support the business of the, I asked for the funding field, facility close the budget. And please judge, to basically, include in the language, in the transfer, transfer from fund balance that is fiscal year 25, whatever the amount is. And then we can then, also these to the line item. Which, that's it. It's 1 I mean, if you give me this, they thought, I'll be off, without my vision. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Got it. Just want to let me know where that money will essentially come from.
All right, so now we have, is that the training? Okay, new business, we have town clerk status. Thank you. Then we'll have town community back on the, code enforcement. Okay. Great,
Oh, yes, ma'am.
town clerk.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So regarding the update on the town clerk, I did send out an email late this evening. Basically instructed the mayor and council that based upon the council members' participation as well as their selection, I did schedule, interviews for this Thursday. I did lead in with all the candidates when speaking to them, to see if they would be available during the evening, because I am sensitive to, those council members that have to work, may not have flexibility during the daytime. I did get some pushback. They do not have a lot of flexibility, so based upon that, I went ahead and I scheduled them. So we have two, clerk, interviews on Thursday and one project manager interview on Thursday as well. What I did, because the response has been a bit sluggish, is that I decided to reopen the advertising, this to create a new pool of candidates. Because I will tell you that some of these resumes were several months old, so I knew that the interest may not be there. And so I think in creating a new pool of candidates, hopefully that'll generate new interest. And I can set up additional interviews if by chance the interviews that are scheduled for Thursday, they'll work out.
Yeah, council, I just want to, say to resolve that why we would at this open doors, because the books sat on the desk for 2 months. And we sent out several emails, asking the council to come down and rank them. And no one did, other than myself, and in the last few weeks, 2 months, people did come down and rank them. So that's not fair. We do this work, we can't keep going on, staff here in the town. We need our clerk, we've all been saying, we wanted the clerk. We have to do our part as well, as constantly is. Tonight, so tonight, come down and look through the book and make it, because that's the only way it's going to be done. I totally agree, it comes to the meeting, which is fine, but I asked them, we put them out here, we moved them up there, so the things they do that, when we did do that. And I recall asking you after 1 or 2 weeks, and anybody looked at you, said no. I was really shocked. So, I'm just, with regard to what you said, for all of us, he said we need, and I truly, I promised you did because I have no recent ones for, and I didn't send them to you. But I don't say, but I did, but I'll do that. So I'm saying this go round, if we could, I'm gonna give him some more. I'll be sending those to you by the end of the week, maybe by tomorrow. If we could please get some more and however you want to do it. The book says one thing, because we also have a personnel committee. So however you all want to do it, we'd like to start. That's what I'm listening. I don't know if you can discuss also for about the online freedom. But that is good. Some of us don't think it's good. So if we could make that available, I should that day before. And also consider the Adobe Series, which is staff. And we move them now, we can do some study up front. I mean,
And also for those that can't make some of the interviews, council, unless you say different, we can also pick them online. We can also pick them online, so the guy for me. Well, it's virtual, they can get on Facebook, open, help. Make them virtual, so those folks who didn't make it can do it that way. That would be good. And let's get it first, let's get it, let's get it. Okay, so, Councilman. Oh, I didn't know if you was in, oh, I'm sorry. I saw that the back off the company, they said, now that we're in the cloud, yes, it should be a problem setting up a folder for, every council person to use this, set up on a shared folder. Share, a shared folder, so you can label it, and everybody should be able to go in, or whatever, you know. Each time. Oh, yeah, fine. Yeah.
Yes, so you already have two candidates coming in, two clerk candidates coming in Thursday, and one is two and one is three, and a project manager candidate, we have to, get four. All right. Yeah. I mean. Because we're looking to again, it's the compliance. Yeah. Yeah, I stepped out.
Oh, I did see that.
I do.
Just so the mayor council knows, I will traveling in and out over the next, actually the next month, so June. I really want to be around, so. But it's not, I'm just saying things like this. Well, I mean, Austin was leaving about the future. So move forward,
Okay. We can't know, I think that for that. I love you. Okay, so, Councilman Anita. Yeah, Councilman, I would like to bring to your attention that, there's quite a lot of, violations in the town that's going on, unattended to. I've told like, some of the addresses to your head. Let's do it, I just rode around the town in less than 30 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes, and basically, just in my car, had about 10, 15 violations. And what I really wanted this argument because it really hurt my nerves to me. And I rode by a home, I got the cleaning that no fence, wasn't covered up. I didn't get out to see if there was water in it. But that was a blatant violation. A child that wandered into that yard and got into that cleaning jam over the foot. I don't know what it's going to take for our code enforcement staff to understand the severity and their job is, and they're trying to clean this town out to make this a better place for people to live and bring their children up in the community. And we can't do that if violations are going to be consistently going on. And even more so, something of this nature, although, Sergeant Lowry did say that they're figuring down around with some of these cars in the city on the street for the 72 hours. I know it's not code enforcement issue, but they see it, they see those cars, they need to turn to the department, the office. Some things You say when you're drunk, there's something to be done to the side. And which is ridiculous. You see a car parked on a street that's covered up. And you see it the next day, and the next day, that's 72 hours, the park, covered up, but they move it. That's right off the break. So I'm just bringing it to, everyone's attention, and I would hope that some of you were out and riding around the town and the country, she says she wants to, you see stuff, right there, let's, give it to, to TA, because this is gotta stop. This has gotta stop. I don't even know that in this community, we got court cards. One of our code enforcement, she parked the car, the ones into the street, and she walked this community. And we didn't have this, half the stuff that we have now going on. Because people knew, I gotta get this straight, because, code enforcement jack coming. Now people have got so lax and don't care. And yes, we got a lot of vendors in here in this town, and too. But we gotta make them understand our rules. We don't perform to their rules. They gotta perform to our rules. And I see trash cans still out. Trash cans rolling in the street. Come on. We got an ordinance that says bring the trash can is supposed to be back to your house. So all I'm saying is, we have to work diligently, efficiently, and then put something with our code enforcement department. This is gotta stop. I know, hopefully, I know that, the two of us, I know we mentioned that, we were getting assistance on, someone from Common, or is that, I don't say that, yeah. Where do we stand on that? Because I think our issue, some of the issue may be the fact that they're not training, properly, because I remember when we had the two that came in, our, dean listed, we left and went into Boarman. So, I think that we need to, we just need to have them training. But I thought we had a gentleman coming in to train them. And then my other question is, and this is what I was told by the county, and I was told by our planning standards. I do not think we should go and look into backyards. Because county said they can't go into, backyard, because I see a lot of stuff. I can be on one street and see the back of somebody else's house, and you can see a lot of stuff in their yards. So I don't know, I don't say anything because I was told that they can't go into people's property and stuff like that. And so, so I don't know if it's a training issue or, something like that. Maybe you can know something. I hear. Well, they did receive some training already. Some things I'm not even trained and I see it. And I've read what our code enforcement book, and I'm doing updating that. So I can't even allow that to be used as an excuse. I've gotten some training, and some things are just, it's obvious, it's blatant, and no, they can't go into people's yards on the property, but if they're out the cars, you look. You can see stuff. If you're on the other street, okay, that's such a certain house. Okay, then they don't be safe. But even when I was driving around, I may be on Opus, but I could see something from the houses on the other street. And trash, and it's all kinds of stuff that's in the backyard. I'm like, oh my God, right now, this is snake season, and rats are running like crazy over here. It's gotta stop. I really. So I usually say for the last
today, either RGA, and either accept the road to, switch that they need to take it. So on one side, Calvin Heights, which is the Uber side, start over first. We have the whole team, different, make sure we do the violence that we saw, that you take over and try to report. And we've been trying to push them to make sure that they're getting out of the cars and say, hey, look what, they need to get out, they need to walk, they need to make sure they can see that they're supposed to see. Please be doing that, I will say that, you can write your own reports. He's been helping us all the time. He's been writing, we've been getting the information so we can address the issues that we see with and all. Even, we have inspected, we went out today, they heard it's spending about maybe 2 or 3 hours. Did all the Capitol Heights Boulevard, focus, the open, you know, as you see, we look from one side, from one backyard to the other backyard. So we went around to sites some of the other individuals on the opposite street after you finish on the open, you went back, right? It's some person that's over there. So we have to push away to make sure that every guard, the office got passed out. Going to, we spoke to the young lady who wasn't there, let her know that she had to be covered. She said she recovered today, and I will stop by again. This is her second notice tomorrow, and try to make sure that it is covered, and if it's not, she'll have to take the grass. But to purpose, there was no water. I don't know if it has a hole in the bottom of it or what, but it is still, as you are correct, it still is stuck. So it is a danger to a small child, which is there. We also went across the street to some of the other residents. They had some trash and debris. We also got a window, so we were measuring some of the yards, clear grass, so we could fill out those up there before. Not say before, but the cars in the door to make sure people knew that they had high grass. Plus, in doing this, I took the initiative with the experience to speak to somebody that, you know, asking, I would have a meeting to ask them also for some information. I think in this kind, a lot of the information you can have. So when I say information, I mean as far as asking the residents for phone number, asking for email. So sometimes you don't always have to write a code space. Maybe sometimes you can call me John. You call me so and so they need this out to let them know that before it gets to this point, let's try to work this out. This did have a lady ask and we were out. She called back to him and said, well, I'm sorry, young man. I mean, young lady, I can't move it. But my son will be over tomorrow. He'll move it in this week. Not fun. I'll just, he'll take care of it. I'll get it moved. So some of the residents, like you said, they probably have been getting a little places that nobody's been doing anything. But we have definitely been out the last, I say, 3 to 4 weeks. Time and then forward to make things easy for the supposed to be doing. Now, the mountain there, we say we definitely supposed to be. But like you said, we got common sense. We know that this right here ain't supposed to be or that ain't supposed to be. So we all been pushing them to be the necessary things. Yes.
Yeah, I'll let Ashley comment. I think that that's when we was actually right. We need to get out, we need to need to walk around. Like the blind person can see exactly what the situation is. So on top of what he's talking about, I put together a book, and every single week I need an admin. Every single week it's going to basically compound on exactly this instant. So basically it's separated by two of our officers. So we ready and the other. So we can clearly see what has been done, what hasn't been done. So, and this would be left at the counter. So, you know, we can all look at it just to be completely transparent. So we have the addresses, of course, status, date issued, the inspection date notes, resolution, and date finish. All that information on here, so everybody can take a look at and how we can make our town better, basically, at the end of the day. And then this is by basically, as we divide our town into two sections, basically divide our two sections, one per each section. So we can know exactly what the work or is or has been for that week. So this so far, we have it for as you can see, there's time period movie here, September 2nd to 12th. And the next one is basically September the 14th to the 19th, and we'll have another one this week. Every week we'll have one log health inspector, and we will follow up to know exactly what has been done, what needs to be done, and what will be done. And as you know, we've done a lot of abatements throughout these decades, because we need to make sure our town is cleaned up. A lot of places are us. And you're right about candidates and all these things that we don't want. And also some of these houses are too dangerous. And that's what we do emergency people, because they're too dangerous not to do anything about. Because what if somebody should be in there, grab someone by accident, God forbid, that would be really, really bad. So we just want to make sure proactively that we're doing something. And then we're holding each person accountable for their work. And then I will always leave this so anybody, mayor, council, people can take a look. But I'm pretty sure when the resident has to do, you guys should have the answer for that. We go, oh, I don't know. Well, let me look at our logbook and we'll be able to tell you what has happened that particular street, what that particular house, and whatever location, and this is what we're planning to do. And again, this is going to be very, very government council, and it really is about, like I said, the address, what's the violation, what has been done, and what will be done, and how it's going to be done. And then we're going to track it just like this. That is in a week without doing. And then, like I said, Mr. Biston and I have been going out there, and then the police officer has been supporting us in getting those cars off the street. And then the gentleman that we referenced, that's supposed to come and help us, unfortunately has some medical issues, which is not over. And then he's gonna come back and do what he needs to do to support us. But like I said, unfortunately, that was unsafe, the medical situation. But we're happy that he's good and that he's coming back to support, but in the meantime, we're not gonna be complacent. We're gonna basically write down like she said, every council member that calls and said, hey, I got a problem with this street, please take a look at it. It might be you guys, or it might be like one of your neighbors say, hey, your council member do something about this. So we're gonna log it. We're gonna log everything. So this booklet is actually ready if you guys want to take a look at it, just to have an idea. This page is the way it's here is because this was just done today with Mr. Bixton. It hasn't been logged in, but it will be. And then one of these streets, unless it's raining, we're out there walking, door by door, street by street. And by the way, the law and policy is by Officer from Tom Williams from Forsyth. I can see it on the street, it's not legal. So if you can see it from the street, I can take a picture of it, it's not legal. That's a violation. So I can't go to the backyard. If I'm saying it's here like this, and I can see it, I can take a picture of it, you're in violation. So I didn't walk on to that neighbor's house with a whole bunch of trees, but I could see it from the street. I took a picture and he said, so that's what he did. If you can see it on the street, it's not really. It's a co-violation. And we're gonna get on top of those votes. And here's the thing, you guys don't know there's no names, just that. It's no good. It's very. Can you give us input? Definitely give us input.
All the council members, I just knew. If none of us had voiced these complaints for a while, it would be really done. You understand what I'm saying? I don't think so. So that's what I'm trying to say. I love everything you both have said, even you do. And also saying, why didn't take the council, full council and behavior, for us to get to this point where these things are being done? You don't have to dwell on it. I just want you just to think about the future endeavors and like you understand, because the residents come to us constantly. And we're not trying to beat you guys at any point. But why did it take all of this to get to this? It was, and I'll leave it with that. So all of us, every council, we're all trying to be better. There's something that make good meeting. They're trying to make this place more livable for this community. Because to be up front, this is a dirty town. It's a dirty town. So we're just trying to make it more livable, more presentable. And we love ourselves. But we should not have had to get to this point to get this book and everything else.
Yeah.
That's not a dig on anyone. This is just reality. Yes, ma'am, sir.
Let's see, one of the things that, I want to suggest, and I don't know if we can have of the commission, business person, but first of all, we missing the sign that says, welcome to the town of Capitol Heights, off of Old Central Avenue, where the liquor store is. So, secondly, that is a gateway into our community, and one of the things I've noticed is, not to put the but I've noticed that even when that plaza is cleared of debris and trash, still looks dirty and it smells like urine. So I was wondering, is there any way we can ask the person that owns the plaza, can they power wash that cement to make it look more presentable? Because if that's the gateway coming to the town, even with no trash, it still looks dirty. It really does, it looks dirty. So I was wondering if we could get them to at least power wash the cement to make it look more presentable and remove that smell. I will. I just want to say, and I said this to another council person, we have to make demands on our real estate. If you don't make demands on our real estate, we will keep looking like this ghetto street that it does look like. We as a mayor, council, staff, all of us, we need to make demands. We will not go in Rockville, Annandale. All of them have real estate, with commercial, all of them. But you won't see their storefronts looking like this because their standards won't allow it. The standards will not allow it. We do not put the word out that you cannot have this nasty looking mess out here. You cannot have a car parked on the side when it's not supposed to be parked back there. You can't have trash all in where the people walk by. You can't have all this stuff stuck on top of your wall. You're advertising every liquor in the world. There's a way to advertise it where it doesn't look like you're in the hood, so to speak. So what I'm saying is, I don't know, I guess that would be property standards. We have to have some type of guidance of how we maintain our storefronts, and we don't. We really don't. This is our main thoroughfare. You come down Capitol Heights, Central Avenue. I have to ask, can you please pick up the trash? That's still part of our town, right? Like 332. Please remove the trash. Although Mr. Gibson did a good job on that. And you did too. But it keeps coming, you still gotta keep it clean. You know, it looks so nasty. Now say my last thing, if I may. Okay. She asked for the floor. I went to a meeting in Hyattsville, and I'm gonna tell you straight up, it was for the minute. I thought, well, Hyattsville, no, PTC. It was for PTC, so and it was virtual too. I thought it was gonna be, I said, I've never been to Hyattsville, but I said, they can't get this so good, because I'm thinking Hyattsville, like that. When I saw that building,
I mean, I was, for those that may have seen it already, high school municipal, I mean, I was like this, it looks so pretty. And it's big, some of y'all might want to Google and see it. And then they asked, would Capitol Heights like to host one of their meetings? Or style. But we'd like to, because they're saying everybody's been hosting this, 27 municipalities. It was only like 16 there last night. And I said, when I was going out, I said, I'll let you know. Working on some stage, renovate the building. But it's just, I mean, we've all seen some pleasant. I could just go on, but ours is not, even when I did Mount Rainier, there's a small historical. But the grounds are so neat and clean. I don't know how to say that. And then you look at ours, it's not just the building, the town looks dirty when you come in. That's when we come back.
So, with them getting out references, it helps them develop a relationship with the residents. It's like me playing city now is totally different. Policing, but that's one thing. But in closing, I just want to say, when I was riding around, I went 2 streets back over here, and I said, am I still in the plane? Because the homes over there, the yards immaculate, and beautiful houses. I was like, but not the town. I couldn't believe it. So why can't all our streets look like this? People got grass growing all up on the fence, well, weeds, it ain't grass. Weeds growing up on the fence, up on the side of the house. Little do they know, if it gets into their bricks, it's gonna cost them tons of money. They've got to get your bricks redone, and get them pointed, and filled in, once it gets into their seed. You know, doesn't take no time. So round up, spray it, come back 2 days, pull it off the gate. That's all it takes. So that's all I'm saying. They gotta get out and walk. Get some exercise. I like that exercise. You get steps in it. And get out there and get these things in that. And this person, as far as that's food, even if she covers it up, she's still in violation of every person have a thing around there. A 6 foot tall fence around it. For covering it up and going to kill the weeds, because a job, and she had to cover up or whatever. I will, not sure my skill, right back in France. Anybody else on it? All right, did I get a motion adjourned, we go to closed session, please, please, study. Thank you. Thank you. Please, motion. In closing. What? The closers, yes, I have some closing session, so that, for the meeting and going to closed session. To discuss interaction between elected officials and town staff. Okay. Yeah. Well, then discussing all right. And now how. So that means. Okay.